Yep.
Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of YOMO. This is the Year of Magical Learning podcast. And today we have Reflection 353. And the book is called The Art of Living, the classical manual on virtue, happiness, and effectiveness by Epictetus. Is that
Epictetus, yeah. Yeah,
Epictetus?
the
Yeah.
Stoic philosopher, Epictetus.
It sounds like a very good topic today.
It'll be a fun topic. After the past 4 years really of before this journey began, my knowledge of Stoicism was basically people that just were emotionless. Like that was what I thought Stoicism was. I at least now understand Stoicism. I've read, multiple, Stoic
Hmm.
famous authors, studied things, done a lot of self-reflection, followed Ryan Holiday's, daily Stoic books and other things that he's written about and, try to bring it into modern life. After all that, I have a better understanding of it. I still don't like it. Like I don't know. There's something about the
It's
Stoics
not
that
for everybody.
it's not.
I
I
mean,
don't. I don't.
building dams is not for every animal
It's
either.
true. I think my big hang up with like Stoic thought is it's all very theoretical, and I feel like they get so much into the weeds of predicting bad things to happen and feeling like I need to prepare for bad things to happen, and prepare my emotions now for the inevitable bad to come. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, but like I just don't like having to wake up every single day and go, let's think about some bad shit that I need to be contemplating right
I mean,
now
the thing is, if
as to
you
what my
ask
life could be.
ourselves every day, right, and actual human beings, we have a roughly, if we're lucky, we have roughly about 30,000 to 40,000 days.
Right.
Okay. And every day you wake up and you say, how is your day today? Right? You think about it at the end of your life journey, right? If you look at the ratio on the days where, if I don't think about the future, today's a good day versus
Right.
today is a horrible day. What does that ratio looks like? Because even if you say, okay, I'm going to prepare all of the thing I can prepare, but the permutations and probabilities of things that come to you that you haven't prepared for is so much
It's
greater.
it
So
is.
if you
I mean,
prepare for 1,000 things, there are 10 million things that could
right.
happen.
It's like going to entrepreneurial school in college, and then starting your own business like I'm doing right now. I could spend years and years and
You're
years
probably
educating
gonna learn the
myself.
wrong
I
because the
mean,
thing is you don't understand what it means, and then you take things literally like, oh, I'm gonna eat the frogs first. I'm going to do the
right.
hot things, hot, whatever. And then you're gonna say, well, people must damn. What does that mean? Like, so you take things out of context.
There's no real application to life. Like the lessons that I learned with Amelia through
Just
our
like you
journey.
say about
Yeah,
Stoic, right? You read Stoic, you done the daily Stoic, you
right.
do many of the Ryan Holiday books about Stoic. You still don't like it, right? It's
Yep.
not meant for you. But if you say, well, I have to be blah blah blah, right? You force yourself down this road. You probably gonna take it the wrong way because it doesn't have the feedback mechanism that you have as far as doing the work. So the experience you have, it's gonna give you that the deeper level of the understanding. And if you do not do that, then you will chances are a very good chance that you going to understand it the wrong way and apply it the wrong way, and it's going to turn to disasters.
Right. I agree. Okay, so it's like okay, are you a bowler by any chance? Do you ever bowl?
Bowling,
Yeah.
I bowled once before.
Okay, you bowled once before, right? I don't bowl either. Like I've probably bowled, 20 times in my life, but it's not like something that I'm good at or whatever. I don't go bowling regularly. Only reason I'm sharing this one is I was trying to pick a topic, an activity that I know that you and I both don't know. Now, if I asked you, True, how do you roll a 300 perfect score bowling game? What would be your answer? Like if you just had to sit back and think about it, what would you need to do?
Make sure you roll the ball straight.
Right, right. Like I mean, like
and
okay,
you
right.
and you look at the professional bowler. Say, have any of the professional bowler roll the ball straight,
No, they don't. I mean, they curve it in.
right?
Yeah,
And
right.
then what happened if I curve?
Well, she goes to the gutter. So my my point of what I was trying to even share that idea of is like it's great to say, hey, this is how I should feel or how I should be thinking or how I should be, using my control channeling my emotions in a particular situation and preparing before in advance, all those things, right? I think your screen just froze, but oh, there you go, you're back. Like I could try to prepare for what my family went through with Amelia, right? In advance. But like you cannot prepare for how what it's like to watch your daughter, be blood
It's not
pressure
the same
plummeting,
thing.
and
It's not the same
you
thing
can't like,
because the thing is you can sit there and you can teach me about how to market, how to deliver a presentation, how
right,
to do whatever. I can learn every single thing. I know how to do everything back of my hand. I still can't do it because I have never performed before.
got
Because
to
the thing
do
is,
it
the
like
performance
right,
takes not only the knowledge but the emotions and
exactly,
the rhythm as well. So you think is, hey, I'm gonna take this. That's why most of the time, like even if you say, hey, I have projected and have calculated this rocket and go this way, and then you say, well, then you suddenly when you go and you experiment, oh, I forgot about this, the wind turbulence, blah blah. Oh, I forgot about the bunch of nuances. So every single time you go out into the real experimental world, you still have to learn from the beginning. Say, okay,
doing,
I shoot it, I
yeah,
shoot the rocket, and it has this issue, has that issue. Okay, I'm going back to the drawing board and gotta fix it. I shoot again. Well, that problem's go away. Now a new problem comes in. I gotta go. So that's what I'm saying is,
right.
in theory, most of the time it doesn't apply directly.
And this is why I don't like Stoicism, is because it's very theoretical and it's very rational. It's very much so system two, sitting
It's
around
just
thinking
like
all day
saying,
long,
Chris, all you have to do is don't think about elephant.
okay,
Like
yeah,
I
you're right.
can't do
Like
it.
now go practice not thinking about the elephant while you talk about like but then the first person, I like as always I'll go back to tennis, right? Like, hey, how do you win a tennis match? True.
Make sure you hit hard.
Tell me how to win a tennis match. Make sure that the other person doesn't get the ball back to your area of play. That's it. All you have to do is keep getting the ball in on their end of the court and them not return the ball for you to win a tennis match, right? And do that more than your opponent, and you will win a tennis match. Now, how do
Easy
you
said
do
than
that?
done.
Easier said than done, right? Now, how do you do that is, years and years of trial and error of figuring out, oh, well, this is like a chess player. You know what I mean? Like, hey, how do you win at chess? Well, you just got to beat the other guy, get the king. Oh, okay, right. Anyway, I think we're beating a dead
Don't
horse.
lose pieces in your opponent.
Don't lose more pieces. Yeah,
But
exactly.
you,
This is why Stoicism hasn't really stuck with me. I just feel like it's not grounded in practice, like, and reality. I think it's grounded more in like a mental state. And I don't mind it. It's good thought-provoking thoughts, right? But even Buddhism is a little bit more grounded in practice with meditation and, and figuring out how do you keep yourself calm, in a scenario using techniques. How do you meditate, right? I guess only think about one thing. Okay, great, go try that. Like,
I mean,
it's
this is
not fucking easy.
my philosophy is this, okay? If I want to be a monk, then I'll ask a monk how to live. If I want to cure diabetes, I have to ask a guy who had diabetes and have conquered it.
Right.
The problem I see is I see a lot of people like the priests talk about marriage, the monks talk about marriage. Say, what the fuck do you know about marriage? Marriage. Fuck you! I mean, you don't know what it is.
You're not a parent. Like, how are you going to tell me how to be a good
And then,
parent?
like I say, the monk will tell you how to live your life.
Yeah,
This is the way to live your life.
It's almost comical.
And the vegetarian and all these, environmental people will tell you how to live your life, right? You want to live your life, you live your life. You want to die for the trees, then you die. Don't asking me to die. Go kill yourself and die to save the planet. Why are you asking me to do it?
I mean, before I had kids, now I would want to smack my own self in my own face, if I gave advice to a parent on how to be a parent. I'd be like, fuck you. Like, you have no fucking idea what it's like to be a parent. And you can't just sit back from the cheap seats and go, well, this is all you got to do is this for your kids.
Just be nice to your wife, right?
Yeah, right. That's all you got to do. Like, Jesus Christ.
All you have to do is buy her Louis Vuitton every single day. Every time you get mad, you buy her an LV.
Yeah.
It's like, shit.
That's all.
That's what everybody is on all these channels talking about. I hear priests giving marital advice. I hear like monks giving marital advice. I say, look, forgive me, but you guys don't know what it is.
Yeah, agree.
How can you know? How can you say, oh, I know how to have what are the ways to have a good marriage, right? You don't know shit. I'm sorry. I mean, if I want to talk about like theology, yeah, I'll go ask you because you know more. That's to me, it's fair. It's true. It's fair, right? Because what you do and how much time you spend on a certain thing gives you more authority because you have seen it. You've been in the trenches. You have the scars to show for it. But if you don't, you're just a bunch of hypocrites. You're talking about like Jordan Peterson, for example, right? If he didn't have skin in the game, you have no right to say anything about it.
That's exactly what skin in the game. You don't have any skin in the game. You can't just sit back and, and Monday morning quarterback, fine. Hey man, you want to call Zach Wilson the worst quarterback in the league on the Jets? Fine. But like, you're not a quarterback on the Jets, and you don't know what he's going through, and you don't know what he's trying to figure out. You don't understand. Can you imagine a 6'5" linebacker that weighs 260 pounds or something like that running at you with like a 4.3 speed? I would probably pee my pants just thinking about that. I mean, I can't even fathom getting hit by that kind of a freight train, and getting up and having to figure out how to navigate.
I mean, when that guy hits you, you are literally horizontal.
It's like getting into a car wreck. I mean, it's probably more than that. I mean, like, think about judge all you want from the outside and you spend all day long in pretend land of like, what would you theoretically do, in this scenario or not. But until you, like, to your point, until you are in there fucking practicing and getting on the field, then I don't want to hear shit from anybody, to be honest with you. And this goes to both of us too. Like, we're talking about all the stuff that we've ever talked about on this entire show and this entire journey has been stuff that we've done. This is stories from our life. This is things that we've experienced. This is lessons that we've learned and how we've applied them to our own lives. This is you and I learning and growing together of trying to figure out, well, we tried this and that wasn't great, but maybe if we tried this and then we did it again and then we talked about it and we kept doing it and we kept evolving. Like, that's what this journey has been. That's what the Year of Magical Learning is, right?
Right, but the thing is, what we are saying as far as the Year of Magical Learning is concerned, it is I am learning from my journey, from my perspective. I'm learning for myself. I'm not being a stranger to myself. You're not being a stranger to yourself. So when we say these things, is you have to do the same thing for yourself. Don't take what I do. Okay, I'm a beaver, right? Or you're a mapache, or whatever that you have. Be a similarity to, right? So you have that similarity, and you claim, say, hey, I may be like this guy. So you may be a different animal. So you cannot say, well, True say, hey, go build dam.
Right.
That's not what we're saying at all. We say, hey, a beaver must dam. An eagle must soar. A salmon must do the salmon run. Do what you have to do. It's not what I have to do.
Exactly. Well, this is the reason why I just turned the screen on, because it's a good segue into the topic, I guess. The actual reflection for the day, even though we've already been talking, but that's fine. The reflection title for this one was everyone's doing their best, right? And I'm going to start this with a question, because we're already going down this road anyway. It's good. It's not like a jump to another topic, right? So what is the difference between Elon Musk and a homeless person you see standing on a street corner begging for some change in 10-degree weather as you stroll by in your car? Like, I can visually see in my head right now, getting on Interstate 65, downtown Indianapolis. It's 10 degrees outside. Guy's sitting there, blanket pulled over his head, got a little sign that's like homeless war veteran or whatever. What is the difference between Elon Musk and that guy?
Not much difference.
What do you think?
Elon has more money?
Well, yes, obviously Elon has more money, but like, what characteristics of that person do you think that they are like you would say that the person that's the homeless person on the street corner is lacking something that Elon Musk does not have, right? Otherwise, like, what is that something?
In a way, Elon Musk has the ability to choose what he does.
Well, yes, but he didn't always. Like, it's not like he just woke up one day and he was Elon Musk, right? He's had a whole life before he was Elon Musk, right? So like, we all have the power to choose. I would say that homeless person has the power to choose, and not
right.
So we all have the power to choose. I don't think that's.
So I think the difference is what life throws at you, because you can't say that the homeless man didn't try or Elon tries more or whatever. I just think that based on the probability and depending on also on your actions as well. Because let's say I'm a beaver, and I try to become a lion. The probability for the world to be kind to me is very, very, very low. But if I'm a beaver and I try to be a beaver, the chances of the world being nice to me is much higher, 20%, 30%, whatever. But the world can throw a spin at anyone. They can throw a time bomb at anyone, and Elon Musk can be homeless for all you know. It doesn't. It's not to say that you do one thing and you will get it. That's not how the world works, because the world is dynamic. But there is a higher probability if you align yourself with the kind of work that
don't go there yet, because we'll get there. But like, let's go into similarities. like, of the homeless person and Elon Musk, right? Like what, all right, let's not say the similarities. What do you think somebody else would say? Not the route that you're going. What do you think somebody else
Oh,
would say? If you stood there and you said, hey, what's the difference between Elon
well,
Musk
the homeless is a lazy bum. He
is
doesn't do shit,
lazy,
right? He don't want.
smart,
He
is
don't have
stupid,
stupid, blah,
he's
and going
hustling,
out hustling and eating the
he's
frog,
yeah,
right?
right.
But you and I both know that ain't true.
Not only is it not true, I would actually argue that those descriptions that you just said, the homeless person fits that more than Elon Musk. And here's why. If I told you to go stand anywhere, I don't give a fuck if it was Hawaii or if it was San Diego or I don't give a fuck. Go stand anywhere in one spot for 12 hours straight without access to a
I
bathroom.
stand there for like 30 minutes.
I agree. So don't tell me that these people are not strong-willed, determined, gritty. Just the sheer fact of them getting up and going and doing that has more grit than Elon
Mhm,
Musk has ever exhibited in his life
mhm.
combined. So don't tell me that these people don't know how to hustle. They're begging for money on a street corner. Trust me, like if you want to hustle, that is the definition of
That's
hustle.
the
Not only that, they are enduring 10-degree weather out there.
degree weather Texas, and these guys
Jesus
are
Christ.
out there. I mean, you look at. I mean, they're completely skin burned, right? And they're out there like,
Right.
I mean, they're out there hustling, asking for money, asking for everybody, and
Anything.
everybody turn them down, right? But I'm saying is they are hustling and they're busting. That is the reality. That is the actual reality. But because people, if you ask me, and you and I have been on this journey a long time, it's kind of like kind of leading in a way.
Right. Right.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yes. Yeah. You and I are talking about something that you already know where I'm going with this, I think, but like I'm
Well,
just saying
it's
this
where
as a
that's where I have been conditioned to think.
right.
I don't think like everybody else because we have learned so much about how upside down the world is in terms
Right.
of what's supposed to be. Our mindsets are different than a normal person would. So I think that's where it's hard for you to get the answer you want from me as a
Yeah.
rhetorical
Right. Right.
question.
No, that's why I rephrase the saying. What do you think the average person would say the difference between Elon Musk and a homeless person standing on a street corner is in 10-degree weather? Like,
Mhm,
and I think that you nailed it. That's exactly what I would think as well. And I think that's what most people would say. It's like,
mhm.
well, they're not smart. They clearly they're lazy. They don't have any hustle. They don't you name it, right? Whatever negative thing you can impose on that person. And I would argue, and I think we're both arguing the same thing,
Mhm.
is they have the same values. Elon Musk probably has similar values. They're both humans. They're both beavers trying to dam in whatever way, shape they are. And that's why the title of this is Everybody's Doing Their Best. I heard this for the first time, it's probably like 8 years ago or 9 years ago, whenever it was that I first started listening to Darren Hardy. And I remember sitting in this room when this room used to be like a entertainment room. Now it became my office after the pandemic happened. So there used to be like couches over on this area of the wall and the big screen TV over here. And this is where I would host my little conversations with my buddies. And I remember parroting what I heard from Darren Hardy. Hey, we were arguing about whatever we were yelling about. And I was like, look, everybody's doing their best. And they were like, that's not true. They're like, that is not true, Chris. And I go, I think it is. Like, I mean, like I'm and like this. The more that I've thought about this, and the more that we're talking about the homeless person, they are doing their best. Like, I without a doubt in my mind, I don't think they wake up every morning and go, the person's getting ready to shoot heroin up in their arm. They're trying their fucking best. Right now, like when I'm trying to, figure out how to launch a business, keep my wife happy, still do stuff that
Right. I mean, you ask those
I'm
people
trying my best.
who smoke, like, hell, when you stop? Well, I know I gotta stop, but I
I'm
just can't.
trying. I can't figure it out. Like I'm trying. It's not like I wake up every day going, I want to
I mean,
choke
people
myself.
say, just quit. What do you mean, just quit?
You
You
ever tried to
don't know
quit?
shit.
Yeah,
You don't know
right.
shit.
Right. I actually can
You-
tell you what it's like to quit smoking. It's the worst thing. It's probably the second worst thing that I've ever gone through my entire life, minus what I went through with my daughter, right?
Mhm.
It was probably one of the most challenging things that I've ever done in my life was trying to quit smoking. I mean, it was really, really hard. And I'm somebody that has a lot of willpower, a lot of determination, a lot of all the things that you would say. And you're like, well, Chris, but you still smoke. Like, just quit. And you're like, yeah, okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for the advice.
The same thing can be said with the people who say, why don't you just lose weight? Why don't you just stop eating?
Yeah, just do it.
It's like, hey, why don't you just not be sick? Let me smack you over the head and see, and you tell yourself not to hurt, not to have a headache.
Right.
Let me do it. So the thing is, that's what I'm saying is, I agree with you. Everybody's doing their best. I mean, there's a lot of people that you think that, hey, this guy is overweight.
They think about it.
People simplify the things.
Yep.
Easy.
It's not easy. Like, and so this is the point. Life isn't easy, right? This is what this whole book was about. Is like, happiness, effectiveness, right? The art of living, because there is an art to living, right? Like it's not easy. It's something that you have to figure out, and you have to figure out your beaver must dam, right? Now we're gonna take it full circle here, and I'm gonna say, okay, knowing that we've just had this conversation we just had, now tell me what you think is the biggest difference, because there is a difference between Elon Musk and the homeless person, right? I think we can both agree on that. There is clearly a different path. I'm not saying one's better or worse than the other one. I'm just saying there is clearly a difference between the two of them and the way that their lives have unfolded. Some may be due to luck, other circumstances, I don't really know, but either way, there is a difference. So now I'm going to ask you, what do you think the actual difference is between the two of them?
The actual difference is, like I say, it's due to luck.
No,
They're mainly due to
so.
luck, because life throws a wrench at you.
I mean, luck could have a component of this, and I could take the argument of luck leading to this, right? Like, because maybe Elon Musk got lucky that he found what I was going to say.
I think that I understand what you're saying, but to me, luck has to be a key ingredient in how your life turns out. Because you think about me, like your life's pretty okay. You know, you seem to be happy. But imagine if I never had an uncle that would sponsor all the Vietnamese family over, where would I be?
Oh yeah, you're right.
So sure. It's not like I can control any of these that happened to me. You know, it's like, well, you go and you do something. Well, you rely on people's kindness, and you can't control. That's luck.
Agreed.
And let's say that the timing is out of place, right? Yeah. Well, let's say I was born a little bit earlier or later, right? Everything would have changed. So luck to me is crucial. It's not the only, but it's the most crucial. Because like I say, something could, like I can go and I would have some kind of disease, and whatever billions of dollars that I have attained, I would have lose it. You look at Steve Jobs, he has trillions of dollars. What he can do with it? If you have a sickness, you either gonna, because if there is a pill to cure Steve Jobs of his pancreatic cancer, I guarantee you, he would have
zeroed out his bank account.
Fortune. Yeah, right. He was zeroed out for it. No, there is, and they ask him for more than what he can offer. He will find a way to offer it. That is how powerful it is, and that is like, well, who gave you pancreatic cancer? Well, I don't know. Is it luck? Is it something I did? Well, the other person did it too. So there is not a direct. These things you done makes you this. It's not like that.
I agree.
So it's very complicated. It's very intricate. But luck to me is probably one of the factors that people tend to overlook because, hey, that's bullshit. It's not bullshit. I guarantee you that's not bullshit.
I totally agree. The odds of us even existing are 1 in 400 trillion. Just the fact of Elon Musk and this homeless person even having even being existing is they won the lottery anyway, right? Like, you know, so I agree with you. Everybody should feel blessed to be here, even if their life is shit in terms of what society would claim as
it's perspective, right?
It is. That's why I put it in quotes of like, you know,
it's perspective, because to me, like, do I want, for example, if you ask me, knowing what I know, do I want to be Elon Musk or do I want to be the homeless guy? I would actually rather be the homeless guy.
Interesting.
Right? Because it aligns with you as a person.
Right.
And I think that's different, because the homeless guy could be having peace of mind.
Yeah.
$1 billion, but doesn't have peace of mind.
That could actually be,
Who the heck is going to go kidnap a homeless person?
No.
And ask him for ransom.
Right.
Right? Because the thing is, there's always pros and cons and everything, but it depends on what is your perspective, right? My perspective is I don't really care about some of the material things. I care about something more. For me right now, it's about mental, like, peacefulness, peace from my body, because I have gone through the chronic disease that we have in the United States, and I have lived through that. I don't want that, right? So, like I say, I would pay the money. Like, this is why I say, you know, when a healthy man wants 1,000 things, a sick man only wants one thing.
Be not sick.
Right? So that to me is, I have gone through that, and when I'm sick, I don't care about making a fucking dent in the universe. I don't really care about contributing to society, making, you know, value for the public. I care about myself first.
And you always will. I mean,
you always will. And then if you're saying you're not, you're just lying.
Even if you're saying that you don't, do that, you say I only care about other people, you actually only care about other people because it helps you. And
That's
it's all cyclical, right?
you just
It all
lying.
goes
You
back
just
to
lying to yourself, and you're just lying to people.
one.
Because reality is, it's about self-preservation that's built into your brain.
That's what I was getting at. Is it's the selfish gene. It's altruism. Actually, is selfish. You do things for other people because they help
But the
you to be
bottom
better.
line is the selfish gene.
Yes, it's always about you. It's always going to be about you, and it always will be about you. Now, you might make it about somebody else to help you, but that's fine. Help
The
you,
bottom
right?
line is to help you, right? That's what
Exactly.
I'm saying is,
Because everybody's doing their best,
don't
cares
if
about.
you tell somebody you live for the world, right? You sacrifice for the world, you're not doing it. Yeah,
Right.
I don't buy it for a single second.
Pickleball venture destroys my life, forces me to get a divorce, basically bankrupts me, destroys my career trajectory that I was on. Do I think that True's going to give a shit?
Probably
I mean,
not.
and I don't mean
Because
that to
when
be
the first
offensive.
entrepreneurship, it's like a game.
Mhm.
Life is also a game. You gotta play by the rule. So
Right.
don't put like if your wife say, "Hey, you spend too much time at the facility," let the
Well,
facility go to the gutter. Who cares?
right.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
agreed.
And if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna know shit about you.
Right. I, I,
I will
you
help
do not
you
care.
unless unless you will reciprocate.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Unless I'm receiving your messages and putting them into action. But we've also talked about this ad nauseum over the course of this journey of no, we don't listen to it. We don't even listen to ourselves from the past. Like if we went back in time to tell our own selves advice, we would be like, "Oh, that guy's an idiot." So we're not going to listen to you because we're doing our best. I'm
Right.
not going to listen to you because I'm doing. You're not going to care about what happens to me because you're focused on yourself and doing your best. I'm not saying that we don't have mutual aligned interests because you and I do.
Because the thing is, I want a friend.
Right.
Okay, I want a friend. That's but it benefit me. That's why I say, okay,
Yeah.
I need to help Chris so he doesn't just go to the corner and disappear somewhere because I need someone to talk to, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so that's still the self machine talking. But at
Yep.
the same time, if I cannot convince you to like, hey, why you constrain yourself and putting yourself into this situation from the ministry? I'm from the outside looking in. I say, well, can you answer my question from the heart? You don't have to answer to me, but answer the question as if you answer to yourself. If you can do that without a lot of people put a wall up, they put a defense up, from answering the question, not making a bunch of excuses. And that to me is how people tend to shun people away and get to the point where you have server that connection, that relationship. And once the relationship is server, then why would I care? Because I'm not receiving any benefit in return.
Agreed. So it goes back to the selfish gene, right? So my coming full circle with this whole conversation of here's what I think, and I may be wrong, I don't know anything, but like here's what I think the biggest difference between Elon Musk and the homeless person is. And this goes back to the art of living, right? Like the art of living to me is the examined life, right? It is looking at the actions that you did and then relaying that back to the actions that you want to have happen because you know what matters to you most in this world, right? You have to do that every fucking day like Elon Musk has figured out how to examine his life and to put himself on the direction that he wants to be on, and that is what has taken him to where it's taken him to. Now a lot of luck along the way has come into
Yeah,
play.
I don't buy that for a second.
I know I 100% like can tell you that like even though look, the homeless person could be living an examined life, and that is the life they chose at that point in time. They could
Exactly,
be. So
exactly.
like
So
they're unhappy.
exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Is you say there's a difference, but I don't see there's a difference at all.
Well, actually, that's a good point. I mean, there is no difference, but
Because the reflection
there
is
could be
that
no difference.
everybody's doing their best, right? Elon Musk, through a number of variations and combinations of his life, his luck, and whatever, accumulated into this Elon today.
Right.
I guarantee you that's not what he planned out. Oh, I draw this fucking life plan and I become this
Oh no,
billionaire.
that wasn't what I was meaning, by the way. I was saying like he checked in along the way every single day.
No, the Humble guys does too.
I don't know about that. Like, I mean,
Well,
let's assume the homeless person did not choose that this is the life that they want to live, right?
homeless guy may have some kind of a time bomb happens to him, and he didn't have the mental fortitude to get through it
This is what
because
I'm getting.
some people have
Right.
a stronger psyche. So this is given to you by chance. Has nothing to do with, hey, oh, I didn't train
I think that can
my.
be. I do think it can be developed.
No, I'm telling you, I didn't have. I guarantee you, Chris, if I had not come to the United States, I probably won't be alive today. Right now, I won't be alive.
You had what?
If I did not have the chance to come to the United States,
Oh, gotcha.
I probably would not be alive today. Right now, I wouldn't be alive. Okay. And so you tell me what action did I take? What can I examine to change that? Because I can go, okay, I can do this, Chris. Okay. So you know that millions of people have escaped on a boat to come to America. So we say, okay, I have examined my fucking life and my fucking life is shit, right? I am going to find a way to get out of the country. And I'm gonna go on this fucking journey from all the way from Asia, get on this boat that is like smaller than I mean smaller than the lifeboat of most of the and to be there for like months on a fucking ocean with a bunch of people, a bunch of rats that come to another country and they will accept you in and blah blah. How much control did I have? And how many people have ever say, okay, let's say a million people have come to the United States, right? How many people have tried and have died in the ocean? Do you think they think the majority made it or the majority didn't make it?
I don't know, actually.
The majority didn't make it. So when you
sense.
have gone to the border, you are the minority, okay? So if you tell me, hey, I'm a fucking life is suck, right? Life is a misery. I'm going to examine my life and I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to become this person over in the United States. I'm going to go work at, McDonald's and have a good life. You think because I did that, my life is different? No, I would have been dead. I would have been worse than I was there. I'd probably be happy life and I'd be drinking and, get beat up and put it in jail and probably live longer than I would have in the ocean.
So
So I'm saying it's luck has played a big role. So you can't tell me that examine life will give you any kind of significant difference.
Okay, all right. I agree with you. I think you've changed my mind on the thesis of this reflection already. I don't think there's any difference necessarily between Elon Musk and the homeless person.
But you can't really compare them because they're not the same. You can't compare apples to oranges. But I do agree with you. Everyone is doing their best. And and that's the only thing you can do.
Because that's what I was going to say.
You can control one thing.
To be 100% fair to the homeless person in this Elon Musk conversation is I read Elon Musk's autobiography a couple months ago that Walter Isaacson wrote. His life sucks. Like his life might be worse than standing on a street corner in 10-degree weather.
I'm telling you that from what I know now as true of the company, I would choose to be a homeless person in America because I know what is it like to be a homeless person in another country. To me, be homeless in America is like you're living in paradise.
Right.
Compared, I'm not saying it. Yeah, you and me are better than homeless, but it's better. A homeless person here is better than a millionaire in the Congo.
I mean, I can't probably argue with that because I've never.
How many trillion dollars the United States has spent on the military to keep your ass and my ass is safe?
A lot. I mean, yeah.
I mean, the guy who has $1 billion. How many bodyguards can you hire to guard you and your family? I have the whole entire number one defense country in the world protecting me.
Right.
My ass.
You give a great perspective as somebody that comes from not here, right?
This is why when people say America is great, they have different images of what it means.
I mean, you're right. I mean, you're in the weirdest comparison possible I could say is your reference points. Like we've talked about this before, right? Your reference points matter, right? Like I remember when I've shared about hearing that Ben Horowitz, the worst thing that's ever happened to him was having to figure out if he was going to have to lay off 250 people or something like that and close up shop. And I'm like, that's the hardest decision you've ever made. I was like, reference points of whether or not you keep your daughter alive or not. That's the hardest decision that I've ever made. I could make that decision that you're talking about all day, every day. And that's not because he's trying his best. I'm trying my best. But to your point, like you're also have a different reference point of what it means to be an American and to be here and to have
we go back circle and say everyone's doing their best. And you can't say the homeless man is different because he did not do this or he's missing that. No, he didn't
What
missing shit,
I
right?
mean, what
He is working with what he got. He
and
like
kind of what
his
you're saying is you would rather be a homeless person in the United States than go back to Vietnam and what you were talking about. You would rather choose that life. If somebody gave you that choice, it sounds like you would make that decision 10 times out of 10 to say, yeah, I'd rather be here and be homeless because I can figure it out.
yeah. I'm talking about that there is a whole world of differences in terms of what you see as a foreigner to America. Because like I
Right.
told you, America, like these things you don't notice. You don't notice because, like I say, in the United States, and I'm probably some other countries too, but compared to United States and Vietnam and other countries, if I were to borrow money and go to debt, right? I can't just say, oh, I didn't make it, and okay, I wash my hands. You can't do that at a country. You're
What do they
gonna
do? They
pay
kill you?
you're gonna pay your grandkids gonna pay. You get into a hole bigger, 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 bigger. You would never come out of it for like 10 generations. You still can't get out of it.
Jesus
In
Christ.
America, you can file chapter 7, chapter 11. You say, well,
Right.
and then I can tell you, in America, you do this entrepreneurship game. Borrow the money. Don't use your money.
Right. I mean, you're right. I mean, yeah, who cares,
Because
You're
let's
right.
say you pick up one thing that doesn't work, right? You still have your 4K, you still have
Right.
your Mercedes and your Teslas. It's like, oh, you don't lose. It's not like, okay, you don't make it. I'm gonna take your Tesla. I'm gonna take your home. I'm gonna kidnap. I'm gonna take your wife as my concubine. I'm gonna take your daughter, your firstborn, and your daughter, and your daughter's daughter, and your daughter's daughter, and your son's gonna be my slave. That doesn't happen in America. So that perspective to me is America is like the land of no failures. You don't
Right.
fail. You don't go under. You go to zero, right? You start at zero. You either make it or you just stay at zero.
Yeah.
You don't fall under. But in other countries, like you borrow my money and you lose, I'm going to take your daughters. I'm going to take your son. I'm going to take your wife. I'm going to take your kids, and they are going to be my servitude for until whatever.
Do they
And
really do that?
yes,
Jesus Christ.
thing is, you ask any fucking Asians why they hate borrowing money so much. The thing is, they don't understand the system over here. They will never want to borrow your money from you. That's the last resort. They will borrow money from you because
Interesting.
that is the culture, right? That's the culture. Is like you can't get out of it because you can't pay. Over here, you can't
Right.
pay. Oh, I can't pay. I don't have money.
Uh,
That's why when banks lend you money, either there is non-collateral loans or there's collateral loans. Collateral means saying, hey, I put my car for collateral.
right.
When something happens, you just take my car. But some of these loans, like the equity or these raising, there's no collateral.
Right.
It's
Unsecured. Yeah.
non-collateralized
Right.
loan.
Right. Yeah.
And
It's
we say,
unsecured. Yeah.
hey, I have this company, I have 10 million shares, and I'll sell you a million shares for $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Where's the collateral? What happens if the company goes belly up?
Nothing.
Nothing happens. You
Right.
don't need
Yeah.
to.
Well, because an LLC and the corporations are their own entity. Like they're their own. That's how we've designed it. Is they're a person. They're a thing.
There's certain laws here. I mean, in the United States, there's laws, right? That means that you can say, well, I was willing to collateralize something, but you can't collateralize your wife. You can't collateralize your son, your daughter. And in some states, you can't collateralize the primary home. You can't.
People give up their fucking kids. Like they say, like I will sign my kids away if I fail. What the fuck? I mean, like, man, that's blowing my mind.
Back in those countries, they even sell kids, right? They even sell kids to be servants. Like they'll sell them to be servants to get a few money. Not like you say, hey, I guess I want some money. And some people in other countries, what they do is if for example the father is a drunk, whatever, he needs a drug, he needs the alcohol, he will sell the kids to get the money to buy drugs and alcohol.
Man, after hearing this from you, like, I mean, not that I didn't know that, but I would rather be, if that was my reference point of coming from somewhere and understanding that, I would rather be a homeless person. I'd be happy. I'd be a happy homeless person here. I'd be like,
thank you.
Jesus,
So there, right? There's no rules that they can't bend. They
right.
go and they beat you up and kill you, and they say, well, I make up some story. No one's gonna give you a shit about why your whole family is being like tortured and slaughtered to death.
Right.
You go over here, right? You have the people will do. I mean, they will bend, but they're still going to obey the law in some aspect, right? Over there, it doesn't matter. It basically as lawless as it can be. And I'm not just talking about my country. I'm talking about similar countries in a similar state. I'm talking about first world country, second world, third world country. Third world country, like you go to the Congo, you go to Afghanistan, right? What right do you have? If they want to shoot you, they want to shoot you. China is probably the first world country now. In China, right, if you're not kosher with what people tell you, you can disappear.
I mean,
China is not a third world country.
right. Yeah, I mean,
right?
they're not anymore, for sure.
They're not anymore. They're first world country now.
Right.
If you're not careful, you don't play along, you're not gonna be.
Jack Ma, the Alibaba founder or whatever, like he just disappeared. Like I'm not he's not sorry, he didn't disappear. He's been out of the public eye for a really long time because he was saying stupid shit. There was this tennis player.
Yeah, you can't say stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get who you are.
Yeah,
you have no power.
There was a tennis player who was a pretty famous tennis player. I can't remember her name. She was a WTA pro, probably like in the top. I think she was probably like a top 20 player-ish, top 30 for sure, or something like that. She just like disappeared for months and months. She said some shit, and then she was gone for like 6 months. Nobody heard hiding her hair of this person. Like they all thought, they didn't even know if she was alive.
So now you understand why I would rather be a homeless person in the United States than anywhere else in the world. I mean, I'm sure England and other countries are just as good as the United States, but I've never been there, so I can't say. I can only say what
Peng Shui. Yeah, she disappeared from public view after publicly accusing a retired Chinese government official of sexual assault. The WTA has not held tournaments in China since Peng's disappearance. Peng is a 3-time Olympian and one of China's most accomplished tennis stars. She's won 25 tour titles.
She's just useless now.
Yeah, Peng has tried to recant her accusations, including an interview in Beijing. She just like disappeared. I mean, she just like literally just poof. Where is she? People were protesting. It was a big story in the tennis world. She just disappeared.
You remember what was it? Tiananmen Square, whatever. I mean, that's in public, and they even do that. Imagine, out of the public view. What do you think they can and cannot do?
I mean, it's like Russia. I mean, it's like the old Soviet world. The book, The Gulag Archipelago, the second book that we did, or third book that we did on this whole entire journey. It reminds me of 1984 in George Orwell's book where they had to double think, right? You had to hold two simultaneous thoughts concurrent with each other, knowing that this is reality, but also knowing that I can't speak about that. You had to have literal double think. Like I can't say what I actually mean to say. Like, I mean, that's fucking mind blowing. When I read about the Gulag Archipelago and everything that they went through and trying to just even like, they're like, forcing people to commit to stuff that they know they didn't do. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just do that, because this is for the motherland or the fatherland. And you're like, I don't understand. I mean, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm not fucking crazy. Just shoot me. Like, get me out of this fucking place. I don't want to be here. Not only would I rather be a homeless person in America, I also could choose where I'm homeless. So I would go to San Diego, where it's like 70 degrees all day long. I get to sleep on a beach in 70 degrees, and they'd probably take care of me. They'd probably give me food and shelter as well.
Public library, public parks. Like as an American citizen, you have so much rights, okay? You are living a dream. And to me, as people that I am, I would rather have no material possession, but have peace of mind. Has a lot of money, has a lot of stress. He may be able to handle it. I can't handle it.
He's depressed. He's volatile. He's got a lot of health issues. It's like Steve Jobs all over again. Steve Jobs claimed, in his autobiography that Walter Isaacson wrote when he was still alive, he told Walter Isaacson, I'm pretty sure that I got cancer when I went back to Apple. And I don't know if that's true or not. Like, obviously, Steve doesn't know if that's true, but he wasn't eating well. He wasn't sleeping well. He wasn't maintaining it. He wasn't living well. Like, he wasn't doing anything. His body was out of control. And, I mean, like Elon, to be fair, his life, we're talking about Elon Musk, what we know of Elon Musk, like, like when you actually hear about his actual life and what he's actually been through and what it's actually like to be Elon Musk every day. Sounds horrible. He's got baby mamas that are pissed off at him all day long. He's got kids that won't talk to him.
Think about it. Let's say you have money and you say, like, I have money. I can buy the super smooth car with the softest cushion. But when your butt don't feel shit, doesn't mean shit. Because if you're sick to the point where nothing you buy will ever satisfy you. You can buy the fanciest car, you don't feel the difference. If you're sick, you can't eat no fucking steak. That is what I'm saying is having money doesn't mean shit if you don't have the thing to enjoy it. Your health is the only thing
I agree
that will give you that. That's what I'm saying is there is a core fundamental like thing you need to have first. Other thing has to be secondary.
I agreed. I think you've convinced me skillfully and artfully
I
that,
don't know about skillfully and artfully.
I think the title of this is, the message of everybody's doing their best. Just try to do your best. Like that's the only thing you can do. I mean, you can't really control anything. Luck plays a big role in a lot of this stuff. And even the people that we think are living good lives, quote unquote,
They're not.
probably not. Like, or maybe they're not. Would you rather be my grandmother who,
And I mean, you can't even go down the beach, enjoy the moment. You hear so many of it, you can become jaded, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care how much money you have. It's like, what can you buy to better that life? Because the life you have, how good or bad it comes from within. I'm telling you, 90 to 95% of every single thing we experience, whether your life is misery or your life is joyful, it comes from your mind. Like I told
agreed.
you, why would you take this riding and turn into a marathon and you become miserable? You are self.
I mean, I was thinking about this the other day this is such important lessons for me. But again, this goes back from practical applications, right? Like the other day, I was starting to freak out about money. And I was like, oh my God, like this is going to be like, what am I going to do? My heart was racing, pounding. I was freaking out. And then ironically, I remembered a lot of our lessons we talked about. And I was like, who cares? Like, it's fine. I don't like, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm fine right now. Like,
you have to pay back the money.
no, like, I mean, I'm fine.
The worst thing you can get is a stern talk.
Right. I mean,
you're irresponsible, Chris.
And just to be clear,
you're a horrible person. That's
but
the worst thing you get.
Just to be crystal clear, like I'm in nowhere near any trouble either, right? At this point, like if there was a scale of 1 to 100 of being in trouble, I'm at probably like 45. And I'm like, what am I doing?
I don't thinking too much into the future.
Exactly. I mean,
the future.
I was thinking only about the future. I'm like, well, what if this happens and this happens? And I actually, the book that I'm reading right now is Jewel, the singer Jewel. Do you know Jewel? Her autobiography. This is why I love learning with my daughter every day. It's a really good book, actually. She's really interesting. But she said she's gone through a lot of her own troubles in her own life. She's been homeless. She's lived on a homestead. Long story short, she was talking about something that she was using to examine her own life and to feel okay about when her careers have been ups and downs or been homeless or whatever, all these other things that she's been through in her life. She was like, in this moment, I'm okay and I have all I need.
That perspective is most of your days. Hey, today's a good day, I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any pain. I'm not hungry. I'm not thirsty. Right. I'm not dying. I'm not miserable.
Right.
Only miserable is, what am I gonna do when I spend more than $100,000? Like, don't spend $100,000. You say, hey, no, I ain't giving you any more money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. Like, so you can.
I mean, you have water, you have food, your internet works, your phone works. You have friends to talk to. You have your wife to go, how you love. You have your kid to go play with. Like, I mean, you're looking from that perspective. It's like 99% of your life is enjoyable and comfortable.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
you're not out there freezing and you're gonna have frostbite. You're not cutting off your arms to live. You're not eating
to pay somebody back. Like I agree with you. This is a reminder. For all of us, we're all doing our best, and at the same time, like reference points matters. A lot of the lessons we've learned over this journey, like reference points matters. We're all doing our best. Take it day by day. Don't even worry about it. It is what it is. Good stuff will happen. Stuff will happen.
Regardless,
that's a guarantee.
You can plan for it, but it's not going to go according to plan.
Yeah.
So could be an epic fail. That day, bird by bird.
Exactly. I mean, like this is why this journey is so great because it just compounds over and over and over again. As we're when you say these things, like I know what you mean, and we keep going. We keep marching along. All right. So I think that's a good place to end on for the day. You have any final thoughts?
Bird by bird, day by day, everyone's doing their best. So don't worry about them. Just worry about yourself.
Great. You're all right. You got all you need. Be okay.
You do. Yeah. Especially you live in the United States. I mean, there are other people who aren't as fortunate, but for the most part, your life is pretty good. You just refuse to acknowledge it.
For sure. Agreed. All right. Well, thanks for joining. The question we can leave for everybody is: when was the last time you spent some time in reflection to better understand your actions? Do it every day. Get to know yourself better. Thanks for joining, and we will
see you next time.